Green Lantern New Guardians number 16, written by Tony Bedard, art by Aaron Cooter. So last issue is technically the annual, and in it, Kyle got dropped off to learn about love. And this issue picks up kind of in the same place. He is being shown moments from his past where love was the most strong emotion, but it turns out there aren't a lot of those, because the very first one is his dad leaving, and it kind of caused him to close off his ability to love truly. And we see that the narration is between one of the Zamorans and a Star Sapphire. And the Zamoran's like, so what's taking so long? And she's like, this kid's like real messed up when it comes to love. And we cut to his next part where he's talking to his girlfriend, and she's about to say, I love you. And he stops her. He's like, don't say it, just show it. And also, I use sarcasm to mask my true feelings. And then we cut to a surprise party for Ganthet where Kyle's like throwing it, and he's like, hey, you're kind of like my father figure now because I didn't have one beforehand, so I really do feel strong feelings for you, and one could be called love, but oopsie, I'm not quite able to get the whole way there. And so he's being shown all these moments, and the Zamoran's like, okay, well, here's the thing, we're kind of out of time. Ganthet's on his way to kill him, so get him out of there, and he's just going to have to use the other 6 cores in order to make do. And she's like, all right, well, so be it. So Kyle gets free and is just like, yeah, here's the deal. We made a deal with the Guardians in order to save life, or we made a deal in order to make them think we were on their side. We are not. We're going to turn against them. We were hoping you would be our big weapon once you mastered love, but you're not doing it, so we're just going to send you out there as is. And so at that point, Kyle calls up Carol Ferris, who's on her way back from the annual issue, just like, yeah, we had a whole thing. Don't worry about it. Go read Threshold. Anyway, we'll be back there soon. Do you know how to love yet? And he's like, not really. We're just going to figure out what's up. And I'm supposed to meet the Zamoran Queen here, but she's not showing up. And then, wouldn't you know it, turns out it wasn't the Zamoran Queen. It was Ganthet. He's already here. And he's like, hey, I knew she would betray us, but she's still giving me this last moment between you and I. And Kyle comes up, he's like, hey, I know the real you is in there, Ganthet. I can talk to you. And Ganthet's like, nah, blast Kyle. Kyle uses his green energy to make like a power suit, and then he uses Yellow Lantern energy to blast back at Ganthet. Ganthet puts up a shield. Kyle uses Indigo Tribe to teleport around it. Ganthet turns around and just blasts him again, just saying like, that is how it's done. All done here. All right. And then Kyle, of course, he manages to survive. He spits out red rage, and Ganthet's like, oh, okay, well, that's, if you're going to go all primeval on me. He grabs Kyle in a construct and just like, all right, I also know that you have the orange light and the other ones. Like, I get it. You have those powers. None of them are enough unless you can also use love, which you can't. However, at that moment, the Zamorans show up and be like, but we can, and blast them with a whole bunch of, I guess, pink energy. I don't know what color it would technically be, violet. And it's just like, yeah, well, none of you are anything to stand up to me. I knew you would betray us. And like, well, we knew that you knew that we would betray. Either way, we're going to keep blasting you until you eventually die. So they keep on going. But Kyle's like, hey, can we blast him but not actually kill him? Because I still believe he can be saved. And at that point, the Third Army shows up, and they all leap down and start attacking Kyle and the Zamorans as well. Zamorans stop focusing on Ganthet in order to save their own asses from the Third Army, which allows Ganthet to start coming up after Kyle more directly. And the Zamorans are like, okay, everyone, like, protect yourselves if the Third Army comes near, but as soon as you get a free moment, keep blasting at Ganthet, because hopefully if we take out the leader, it'll take out him as well. And then the rest of the New Guardians show up, St. Walker, Arkillo, and Carol. They show up in St. Walker's superpowers. Kyle gives them a little extra boost. So they are able to really come out and attack Ganthet. He is seemingly about to die, but then Kyle gets in the way, puts up a shield, and just be like, no, I'm not giving up on him. He's my father figure, and if love means anything to you, give him a chance. And Ganthet sees this, and he looks up, and he blasts a hole in Kyle's chest, being like, all right, cool, did it. No matter what happens, he's just a guy. He's just a dude, and he's not worth remembering. And Kyle's like, yeah, you don't get it, old man. I forgive you the same way I forgave my old man, and I'm forgiving myself. I forgive you, 'cause that's what love is. And all of a sudden, he gets access to the violet power, and that then gives him access to all the colors, which means he is now a White Lantern. And he uses his White Lantern ability of life to literally destroy the entirety of the Third Army that's attacking. And Ganthet's like, crap, and he just flies off the planet as fast as he can. And the rest of the new Guardians show up and it's like, wow, all right, you literally scared off a Guardian. You got some cool powers on you. And Carol's like, so you doing okay, Kyle? And Kyle's like, yeah, sorry, we had to go through all that weird emotional stuff, but I'm good now, and I might just be the biggest weapon we got against the Third Army. So let's go to Oa and end this already. To be continued in, I believe it's Green Lantern Corps Annual. So yeah, I mean, this was big. It felt big. It felt emotional. It had like those big sappy speeches. The whole like, I'm never going to give up and I forgive you. It literally felt like the end of a season. I enjoyed it. I think it was great. Art-wise, fantastic. I don't really have anything to fault for this issue, so I'm going to go ahead and give this one a... I'm almost at the 9. Does it deserve it? I'm going to say no to the 9, but it's an 8.5. It's very, very close to a 9, though. I cannot find much wrong with this issue. It just feels like it's missing that little extra something to get it to that extra 9. But it is fantastic, and I really am enjoying this event as a whole, but mainly the way New Guardians is using it to further Kyle as a character.